wish we didn't have to go into lockdown, but it has been necessary and it's worked.
Good news for more than 2 million West Australians.
At midnight tonight, the lockdown will end as planned.
Over the next 4 days, some restrictions will remain.
Masks will remain mandatory, both indoors and outdoors and on public transport. For the next 4 days, people can return to work. All schools will resume. There will be a 20-person limit in all homes and private indoor and outdoor gatherings. Hospitality venues, entertainment venues and retail outlets can reopen.
But the state remains on high alert.
We need to be cautious when we come out of lockdown, as the virus could still be out there.
It comes as businesses count the cost of another snap lockdown. Some estimating the 3-day circuit breaker could cost up to $300 million.
Businesses in Perth and in Peel lost millions and millions of dollars. Every single outbreak in all of our major cities that's resulted in incredibly disruptive lockdowns flows from a failure of hotel quarantine.
I'm very sorry that it had to happen.
And today, more calls to stop trigger-happy snap lockdowns. Some saying our gold standard contact tracing should be good enough to deal with small outbreaks. But McGowan's standing by his decision.
We've used our isolation, our borders and our public health initiatives to good effect. I don't want to see what happened in America or Britain or India or Brazil happen here.
Surely we've got to stop these snap lockdowns. I mean, you just can't keep doing it. We've got good contact tracing in most of the country, including in Perth.
But I guess they're scared to put it to the test.
Well,
the
they should
result
put it
is
to the test.
if it's not working well, it's too late then.
We're going to live with this for the rest of, our lives. It's always going to be here. And if you get 1 case, 2 cases, you can't shut down whole cities.
Hopefully not for the rest of our lives, do you think?
Well, we've got the flu for all of our lives.
Yeah,
of course you're going to have
the virus might change over time and get less. I mean, I don't want to get into the history of virology, but
why are we shutting cities, entire places like Perth, completely down on a long weekend where all these people have lost all this money?
I think it's a legitimate question. I think part of the issue, though, is the new variants. So when you get a case, because it's a new variant, so if this guy comes from India, we've seen what the Indian variant is doing. So it's not just that you've got a case, you're dealing with a situation you probably don't actually understand very well because you don't know how that new variant is going to behave.
But if that had happened in New South Wales, Gladys Berejiklian would not have shut Sydney down.
Probably
but I think
not.
they're very different places. Like, due to the hard border closure, what WA experienced in turn, they were almost largely untouched by COVID. To then go to the next jump where you just allow everyone to live with it.
Well, they're
like
even
New South
whinging
Wales
about
does.
wearing
I think that's
masks.
Just a huge. They'd have to do a few. Well, that's what I mean. There's a few steps before just going, we'll just live with it, isn't there?
No. We've got to stop locking places down. You've got to be confident in your contact tracing and you've got to believe in it and you just ring back the little problem you've got and you get on with life.
From expert opinions to in-depth analysis and reporting, the Project YouTube brings you the biggest stories from Australia and around the globe. Hit the subscribe button now for news delivered straight to your feed.